real happiness can be found in obedience to the company. Workers, subordinates, and underlings thereupon, this is modern escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. For this orientation seminar, I will be Chief Executive Officer Oodles, and joining me today, C-level executive and treasurer, Mr. Gadget.
Good evening.
And human resources specialist and operations trainer, Dr. Biggie.
Hello.
And unfortunately, our two lazy interns decided to go on holiday or some shite, so they're not with us tonight, so it's just a 3-man pod.
I think they're striking because we wouldn't let them have Twiglets in the break room.
Yep, well, that's fine. If they want to join a union, on their heads be it.
Although we are pro-union here.
Yeah, we're extremely pro-union, but let's pretend we're not. So, before we get into the show, please consider becoming one of our sexy, incredibly cool patrons to help us divide and conquer the podcasting world. Details are in our show notes, but mainly check out our website, modernescapism.co.uk, for more exquisite content and links to everything we do. And now it's time for Biggie's breaking news. And if I'm correct, absolutely nothing has happened this week, right?
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
Oh, very quiet news week. But there's a few snippets that I've found. First up, Sony has confirmed that Masayoshi Ito, I hope I got that right
Nailed
after
it.
the last time,
Nailed it.
will retire from the company as of the 1st of October. You may have seen his name mentioned in various corporate-focused articles over the years, and that's because he was the vice president of Sony Interactive Entertainment, a key figure overall. His words have often been referenced during financial calls and other official statements. Next up, we've got... announced during Cyberpunk's 2077's Night City Wire live stream, Phantom Liberty is heading to PlayStation 5, Xbox, etc., as the apparently only expansion that they're going to deliver for this game.
Isn't it only current gen as well? I believe.
Yeah, it's not previous gen. Although, weirdly enough, it is going to Stadia.
Yeah.
Who the fuck releases anything on Stadia these days?
For the one person that's still playing.
Yeah, it's technically not a generation, though, Stadia, is it? And it's probably a contractual obligation.
Probably, yeah.
It came in line with the new 1.6 Edge Runners update, which came last week, and also was linked with the new anime. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it existed.
Didn't finish.
New content features were added, but the main focus was to do with performance mode for things like the Series S, optimization for 30 FPS ray tracing, etc. on the PS5 and Series X. So these have finally been addressed, apparently. And Digital Foundry, I think, have put something on Eurogamer where they've had a real look at the update to see what improvements have been made.
It's been
baffling that people still play that game.
It's been nearly 2 years. The game's still not finished.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, it's the only expansion they're going to release for it.
I mean,
two or three, I think.
I mean, the fixes and base level
actual
content,
game itself.
Yeah, the content features they're putting out. Like, yeah, I'm sure it's perfectly playable now, but like the fact that they're still putting out like optimizations to make it work on the consoles is.
And they are still fully adamant that they will not include a third-person mode, which everyone's been begging for.
Which kind of
it makes sense because I don't know. It's to do with the fact that they were saying it's to do with hidden technical things like during cutscenes how they can hide the model and stuff. If you can't see their hands and stuff, you can just make the camera go anywhere, can't you, and stuff.
Yeah, but they don't make the camera go anywhere.
No, they don't do anything, do they?
Yeah,
that's the thing.
And also, the game has like a fashion element that you can only see in the main menu.
Yeah, I would replay it for a third-person mode, definitely.
PC modders have put in a third-person mode, and it's worked fine.
I know, it's good. It's fucking weird.
Bloody CDPR, isn't it? I've got no confidence in this in this The Witcher 3 next gen patch with the way they're developing things.
Neither have I.
Didn't they say that's still supposed to come out this year or something like that?
They haven't got long left.
It's still coming. Yeah, but we'll see. They already put it on the back burner, didn't they, for an indefinite leave?
Well, swap the developer, because it was with Raven Software, I want to say, or something like that. The people who did the Switch version of the game. Saber Interactive, that was it, not Raven Software. But yeah, I think they took it off them and took it in-house, and it's just like, well, why?
It's baffling. They'd make a mint. On that. But then again, they did say they're not going to make people pay for it. So would they make a mint?
I think they'd sell it to a lot of people who haven't played it before.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, because people who are reasonably new gamers who might not have played it before, they're not going to buy a last gen game for the new gen consoles, really, are they? Especially one that was so early in the last gen as well. It was 2015 then.
Yeah, it's true.
And it kind of struggled on the PS4.
It struggles on everything it's on, apart from PC.
Do you think the company themselves have now learnt from this debacle with Cyberpunk? Do you think whatever they're going to do next after this, they're going to do it right? Because this has hit them hard, hasn't it? All the issues they've had with Cyberpunk.
I think it's lost them a lot of the goodwill that they had, because CDPR was seen as like the good guys of high quality gaming, and I mean the Cyberpunk thing was essentially them pushing because the shareholders wanted it rather than because the game was ready. And, like, the game had been in development for like 12 years, but the game that we see now was only started like 2 years before it came out, so it just didn't have the time. But they kept pushing to get it out because the shareholders wanted it out. So I think, I hope they're going to learn the lessons of it, but at the end of the day, like, none of the leadership has changed really that much at CDPR, so I kind of don't think that they'll make that decision.
Did you read that blog that came out last year about some of the devs where they were saying, I'll find a link for it somewhere. They were saying it took 6 months and 7 people worked on the penis physics.
Which you can't see apart from in the menu.
In the menu or in the mirror. It's just, this is what I mean, because they got so big, they got so much money from Witcher. So much money. Because the first 2 Witcher games weren't making money. And it became...
The second one made enough because it got onto the Xbox.
But they turned from like a AA... I mean, they started as translators, didn't they? And then they turned it from a AA company to a massive AAA behemoth.
Yeah.
They are still a loaded company. They have got money.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's all about getting the fans back now. Because like The Witcher 3 is one of my favourite games of all time, like my second favourite game of all time. And I am not excited to hear news from them. And that's that's awful. That's something I never thought I'd say 2-3 years ago.
The thing is that their B team are doing really good work, because you got like the Gwent stuff that's going on. Thronebreaker was fantastic.
Gwent's sensational.
They put a new expansion out for Gwent. Like their B team seem to be the ones that are doing the interesting shit that CDPR used to do.
Yeah, CDP Blue, innit?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they're good.
But yeah, I think I'm done with this Cyberpunk news. It's just like, it's not going to. I don't have any hope that I watched the trailer, the teaser trailer. I've got no impression that Phantom Liberty is going to be any good, because outside of all the technical issues, I thought Cyberpunk was a really boring game.
It's just dull.
The story
about it's dull.
The story wasn't great. There wasn't anything to do in the city. Keanu Reeves was there for the marketing more than anything.
I'm not a fan of Reeves.
Even like the data logs were nothing compared to like Deus Ex.
No,
where they were like fucking novels. But they were written so beautifully.
But then imagine, like, go back to like the quality of the random kind of diaries and excerpts you'd get in Witcher 3. Like, they filled out the world.
Work.
Like whole stories and characters you never met in the game, but you got to know through all these like side things.
And in Cyberpunk, it's like, I got a new brain mod. Fuck my life. It's shit. It's just shit.
Yeah.
It's such a missed opportunity. It's a shame.
We'll finish it at some point and make my final...
and be very underwhelmed with that ending, because that ending underwhelmed me as well. Next.
Well, moving on to another developer, BioShock 4. reportedly takes place in Antarctica. It's going to be apparently a much bigger game than its predecessor by
Yeah,
its
we've known
size
about
and
that.
scale. So it's a big open world.
Yeah, we've known about that for a little while.
Twitter user OopsLeaks has shared a handful of information. He said that OopsLeaks, and it will be set in Antarctica, and the game said to be much larger. It will feature an open world with a main story that has multiple endings. Allegedly, the game uses aggregate states of water as its underlying theme, and its principles play a huge role in the plot and lore. Lots of side quests, etc., etc.
I love a snow world, a snow level in games. I'm a big fan of snow and desolate. Like, remember the Thing game, sensational game.
That's a brilliant game.
I love a snow level. And if the whole game is snow, bang into it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wait to see what comes out of it because I know it's Ken Levine's not working on it. He was the kind of the brain.
No.
He was the brain box behind the original and Infinite. So I'll be interested to see what they're actually doing with the story. Like, is there a story they can tell? Because the first and the third game were kind of batshit enough. It's hard to top the first one, and the third one kind of shit the bed because they promised a lot that didn't come out of it. Great game though. Don't get me wrong. I love Infinite, but it's
still not played that.
Not the game that was promised.
Infinite.
You'll like it. Lots of anti-religious stuff.
Oh, as if I'm into that. You know me so well.
Oh, just wait till you get to the colonialism aspect of it.
Oh man, starting that next week.
Get to shoot giant robots that look like George Washington.
Oh mate, why didn't you tell me sooner?
Oh yeah, you'll love it.
I will.
And the Hitline was a pretty cool system as well. I quite enjoyed using that.
Cool. Next.
Moving on next. This one's mainly up Gadget Street, I believe. Speedrun charity Fest organisers Games Done Quick have revealed the date for the winter's awesome Games Done Quick event and noted that once again it'd be held online rather than in person. So I don't know what the difference is about it being in person and online.
You get this in person.
So when they do it in person, they basically rent out a venue. So it's usually like a hotel. And they're in like a convention center kind of thing. And, you have a stage, you have an audience there, and there's a different vibe to it. Where it's online, it's like you're just watching multiple Twitch streams, one after another.
And the good speedrunners have got such charisma. They get the crowd involved.
Like I'm pretty sure I showed you Oodles. Jesus. Jesus It's Toast or something
Dark
like
Souls.
that. Doing Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, that was it. He's brilliant.
Yeah, massive beardy guy. Just talking like he starts losing in one boss fight, and he just starts like kind of losing his shit in a really funny way. But yeah, there is a vibe to it, and it's a lot more fun. The thing is, the reason why they've gone back to they did the Summer Games Done Quick that just happened was in person for the first time since the pandemic started. This time they're going back to online. They had booked the venue in Florida for the 2020. In 2020, before the pandemic started. So the booking was kind of pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. But unfortunately, Florida's become a kind of a hellscape in the political landscape.
Hasn't it just?
But the main reason that they're pushing it back is there were kind of a lot of things going... So the state has a really bad attitude towards COVID. Like, no one masks up. Everyone's kind of riddled with it. But also there is a really anti-LGBT sentiment going on within like the Floridian political system at the minute,
which goes against their morals in general.
Well, not just their morals, but there are quite a lot of trans speedrunners, and it's
and some of their charities are for trans.
Well, no, so the
charities and stuff.
The charities for the winter one is Doctors Without Borders.
Oh, brilliant!
No, Prevent Cancer Foundation. Either way.
Even good. Yeah.
But the thing is, to have it in person in Florida, they would be asking quite a lot of trans people to fly to a place that's very anti-trans.
And when you get off the plane, don't be trans. It's awful. What an awful thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so they went into a lot of detail about this on Twitter, and I feel heartily sorry for them because basically it came to the point where to cancel it would cost them more money than they could afford to then run another in-person event elsewhere in the country. So they cancelling it, paying the fee to cancel it, and then just doing it online this year. But it's a really shitty situation, but I don't think they'll ever be going back to Florida again.
God, they should do San Francisco, something like that.
It was Minnesota. The summer one was in Minnesota, of all places.
Well,
nothing happens in Minnesota.
That's part of the farm belt, isn't it?
Yeah, but apparently they're accepting of trans people.
Farmers love trans people.
Yeah, so
Love
it's quite sad because I quite enjoyed it being back in person again. But it's one of these shitty things with doing things in America.
Next up, there's been a teaser trailer for Amy Hennig's new Captain America Black Panther game, although it doesn't actually have a title at this point.
No.
Mm-hmm. I reckon it's coming to mobile. I reckon it's a mobile game.
I don't think they put Amy Hennig on a mobile game.
Imagine Amy Hennig's just like, I'm sick of this. They fucked me over with Legacy of Kain. They got rid of me on Uncharted.
Got rid of you on Star Wars.
I'm going to mobile, guys. I'm done. Going for the quick bucks.
Captain America meets Clash of Clans.
Yeah, that's it. Tower defense. You heard it here first. Yeah, that's it. It's going to be a MOBA.
Ubisoft have also... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say the only tagline they released was 4 heroes, 2 worlds, 1 war. So I'm assuming there's going to be some timey-wimey bullshit going on.
Yeah.
It technically could all be set in World War II because all those characters were in World War II. So...
true.
It makes sense. It adds up. Because remember, like, T'Challa's not the only Black Panther.
Oh, yeah. There's multiple
a line
Black
of them.
Panthers.
Yeah.
Ubisoft Forward had a few announcements. The main thing that I picked out was that there's 2 Assassin's Creed games coming. The one I'm more
There's
interested
4
is
Assassin's Creed games coming by the looks of things.
Oh, 4. There's one called Mirage Hex. The one I was really interested in was Codename Red, because a lot of people have also been asking for this to happen, is that it'll be set in feudal Japan.
See, that's cool, and I'm bang up for it. I like an Assassin's Creed game. And I like to get them from Argentina because it's just where I shop.
Yeah, as you do.
And it makes me feel better. And there's also one called Project Jade, which is set in China. I am more keen on that one. Like Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Assassin's Creed. And that's an open world one where you actually fully create your own character for the first time.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah, and that's Project... No one's talking about Project Jade. Everyone's talking about Project Red because we want Japan. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool.
I'm curious on
like Ghost of Tsushima, isn't it?
I'm curious on the Hex one. The Hex one, like
Project
from the art,
Hex. Yeah,
from the art they released, it's like, are they going to do like a kind of witchy thing with it or something?
Do you know what it looks to me? It looks like they mentioned a couple of years ago the Transylvania one with the Van Helsing theme.
Yeah,
could be that. Hansel and Gretel, witches, Transylvania. Do you know, like Germanic law, folklore.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be cool. So, yeah.
Are we overwhelmed with Assassin's games now, though?
Nah, they come out every year, 2 years now, don't they? So it's not, you can't get bored.
I guess it depends what they're doing with them as well. Like of all the ones that the kind of the feudal Japan one has kind of piqued my interest the most because I think it's an interesting time period. But it's also very different to what they've done because all the previous Assassin's Creed games have been very westernized, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, you've had them in Europe, Africa, and America, so it's like nice to have a different spin on it.
Yeah, and this Mirage one's set in Baghdad, so it's got all the Persian influences from Iran and stuff like that. And then you've got
so we're just getting the Prince of Persia, are we?
Well, not quite, because obviously Afghanistan back then was completely different, and it was like a proper like melting pot of loads of cultures at that point. So I think there could be a lot of interesting stories from that. And they've also said that this is not open world.
Oh, interesting.
So it's going to be more confined into Baghdad, one city, like the Ezio trilogy, for instance.
Yeah.
Where it's all like, they had Istanbul, Constantinople, they had Rome, and what was the original? Florence, yeah. And I kind of like those closed off Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
When you get to learn the city.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm kind of into that. Like, I haven't played Valhalla. I know Valhalla's supposed to be quite good, but I haven't played any of the kind of the reboot trilogy because they're just too fucking big.
Yeah.
I ain't got the time to dedicate to them.
Odyssey's massive. Odyssey's probably one of the biggest open worlds I've ever
seen. Do want to play them. I've got it.
It's too big.
I think too big. And some of them are on Game Pass now, but it's just I just can't dedicate the time to them.
Valhalla's a bit smaller.
PlayStation Plus
Origins is good. Yeah, Origins is good. But Odyssey is just a bit... I think it's the best one out of these three that have come out, but it's just that... It's daunting. You start on Kefalonia. You start on Kefalonia Island, you think, this is massive. and then you get a boat, and you're like, oh shit, it is all of Greece.
I
And
thought you were a
Crete.
big fan of Valhalla, weren't you?
I love them all. I love Assassin's Creed games. I just refuse to pay full whack for them. I'll never do it.
Fair enough.
Mm.
Moving on to the world of film and TV. John Williams has said he would love to compose the score for the next James Bond film.
I thought he was retiring.
So did
John,
I, because he's retiring from Star Wars.
It takes him ages. It takes him ages to do a James Bond film, like 7 years usually. He's not going to. Sorry, he's not. He's probably not going to be fit for purpose by that point.
But I'm pretty sure I read that he said because he's doing the new Indiana Jones film, and then apparently that he said that was going to be his last film.
I don't think his soundtracks would suit James Bond personally.
No, too bombastic.
Yeah,
in the wrong
John
kind of way.
Barry's the main dude, isn't he?
You what? Sorry.
John Barry was the main dude for
Yeah.
James Bond, wasn't it? He did the main thing.
I think it's a bit more subtle. A James Bond soundtrack's a bit more subtle. It's espionage, isn't it? It's
action.
Yeah, that's true, yeah, isn't it? It starts off a bit sneaky and it just ends shaggy.
Until he announces that his name.
Yeah, then it's
stealthy until I'm Bond.
Yeah, to everybody. Oh, I love him.
But yeah, we had Disney's D23 Expo came out this week, and there's a lot of news from the world of Marvel. I'm sorry, guys. I know you're sick to death of this, but this has been quite a big week for announcements. So
Stig's going to hate me because I only found out about this just now. I've been drinking all weekend.
I'll just go through a lot of the information I got from Deadline.com. They sort of put it all together. So I'll just roll through a few of the names of what might be piquing people's interest. So under the Marvel banner, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which has already obviously been announced, but there's more news about it. I saw some footage. Paul Rudd, Catherine Newton, Evangeline Lilly is back. Jonathan Majors. That comes out apparently in February 17 next year.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors is going to be Kang the Conqueror, which is the probably only interesting thing about it. Because Ant-Man and the Wasp just left me feeling a bit bereft.
It was fine, but it wasn't.
It's just absolutely fine.
Really,
That's it. Yeah, exactly. So I hopefully they do go a bit crazier with this one. But Kang the Conqueror could be the big bad throughout. So who knows?
Next up, Black Panther, which has obviously got a lot of people's interest. Wakanda Forever.
One of the best trailers I've ever seen, that.
Showing the sequel starring Angela Bassett as Ramonda.
Oh, she's so good.
That comes out, I think is it this year or next year?
This year.
It says November 11th. But it doesn't
might be this year then, yeah? It might be this year. Stig would know. Yeah. Where is he?
Stig! It's Stig! But yeah,
Wakanda Forever's this year.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
No, not yet.
No, I haven't seen it.
I was bawling my eyes out. The trailer, it was like a what do they call it? Like a concept trailer type thing. It had scenes in it, but it was so emotional, and I think it's going to be a bit of a sensational film. This one, just beyond the Marvel stuff, just the fact that everything that happened in real life as well. I think it's going to be quite a good film.
Didn't Chadwick get like a posthumous award as well?
Yeah, he did. Recently. Yeah, he did.
Well deserved, obviously.
Absolutely.
One for Oodles, Fantastic Four.
I've seen the cast.
Yeah, confirmed that Matt Shakman will be directing the reboot. Pick. Apparently coming out in November the 8th, 2024. There's some rumours about the cast. I think
they've revealed it.
Jodie.
No, they haven't revealed the cast yet.
I thought they had.
No, just the Matt Shakman's directing.
Oh, so that must have been a fake that I saw.
Yeah.
Because I believe Jodie Comer's been rumoured to play Sue Storm as one.
Yeah.
She'd be great at that.
Oh.
I think she'd be fantastic.
The one I saw it must have been fake because it was Mark Wahlberg as Ben Grimm. Hey, me, I'm a thing. I'd fucking love that. I'm just, in my head, I'm like, yes, Mark Wahlberg, come on. The Thing. It's a transformer. Oh, yes.
It's the plan.
It's the wind.
It's the wind.
Fucking hell.
Get him in.
Moving on. Thunderbolts. Several castings announced for that. The Jake Schreier directed film. Schreier, thank you. And this is apparently closing out Phase 5 of the MCU, which, as we've already talked about on the pod, i.e. Oodles and Stig, that they feel it's not the best phase and the TV's been better than the movies.
But we're only in Phase 4 right now. We haven't started Phase 5.
Yeah. Unless you've seen Phase 5 and I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, I've seen it all. It's superheroes being great. It's fantastic. Sorry, that's closing out Phase 5. Sorry, you're right.
So that's next year.
The casting has been announced with David Harbour, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Wyatt Russell, Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Hannah John Kamen, and Olga Kurylenko.
That's good. It's all the anti-heroes, basically. If you don't know what Thunderbolts are, they were created as like an Avengers that can skirt the lines of morality. Let's just say. Not baddies, but not exactly goodies. So that's going to be interesting. It could also be quite darkly funny as well if it wants to be. Which is interesting. Especially with David Harbour, he's a big hit at the moment, isn't he? And he was good in
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
I mean, David Harbour's good in most things he's in.
Not Hellboy.
Well, he was the best thing in Hellboy. It was just a shit film.
Yeah, that's true.
He did a good Hellboy.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to Thunderbolts. And a lot of people are like, we just want more Avengers stuff. No. Let that rest. We've seen the Avengers story. Let's have some good deeper cuts now. I'm banging to Thunderbolts. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a bit more adult than people are letting on. Not exactly. I don't mean like R-rated, but you know what I mean.
Speaking of deeper cuts, Harrison Ford has announced he's done. He will not fall down for us again as Indiana Jones for the Lucasfilm banner. The trailer is shown to the crowd, so I don't think it's actually been released for us to see yet. But the fifth installment.
None of this
Indiana
event was streamed.
Jones.
I'm just reading now. None of it was streamed for anybody, was it? You had to be there.
Really interested to see the trailer, and apparently they've de-aged scenes with Harrison Ford as well at times. So
he's barely got a back.
If they're flashbacks or what, I don't know how they're going to do this. I think I'm amazed he's doing it, to be perfectly honest. But there you go. I'm not trying to be ageist. I just don't see how that's going to be a great movie, but we'll see.
His weed habit costs him a lot of money. He has to do the odd film here and there.
I think that's what's keeping him alive.
What, the weed? Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Man's been stoned for 35 years.
Could you imagine if Indiana Jones 5, Harrison Ford's role is a bit more like Sean Connery's in 3?
This is what I said last year.
He takes more of a back step. I think that's
he has an umbrella.
Work.
It's kind of what he was intended to do for fucking Crystal Skull, and we all saw how that turned out. That was supposed to be like offering the franchise to Shia LaBeouf, and it was just no. Fucked it with that one, didn't they?
Give it to Adam Driver. He can play him.
Adam Driver would do it well.
No, I don't think Adam Driver. No, it's Bradley Cooper, mate. Bradley Cooper.
Or also don't recast Indiana Jones. Have someone else in that universe doing things. Have a student of
Indiana
Dr.
Jones Jr.
Oh, do you remember that TV show? It was shite.
Yeah.
The Young Indiana Jones. Yeah. That's what it was called. And there was James Bond Jr.
I was thinking of James Bond Jr. as well. Fucking hell. The 90s were a terrible time to live, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were. Speaking of 90s, or it could be 80s. Willow.
Still never seen Willow.
You'd like it.
The original. It's not bad fantasy. It
is George Lucas, that one, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I know it's Val Kilmer, isn't it?
Val Kilmer and Warwick Davis.
Yeah, I like Warwick Davis as well. I love Tenable. Have you seen Tenable?
Yes.
It's so good. So good.
In this, Willow, Warwick Davis returns. Christian Slater is apparently a cast member as well. Joanne Whalley, I didn't realise she was still around. Ruby Cruz, Erin Kellyman, Ellie Bamber, I'm going to stop there. I don't recognise these names at all. But yeah,
What's
we'll
it
see.
about, Willow? In a nutshell, what's it about?
It's like a fantasy.
It must have been that good, guys. Don't jump on the question.
It's like a fantasy flick along the lines of things like Labyrinth that came out, Kroll. It was all, the sort of Lord of the Rings kind
proper
of
80s fantasy.
wizardry, dwarf with magic,
camp fantasy.
Stuff. Yeah,
So
okay,
it was kind of the hero's journey, but the hero's not the brave knight that you would expect. That it's the small person.
It's Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rescuing a baby.
Yeah. Okay. I might give it a watch.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but if I remember right, I think the baby's supposed to be the chosen one or something like that. So they're trying to keep them alive.
Of course.
Under the 20th century banner, Avatar: The Way of Water had some footage.
Fucking
hell.
We're all definitely looking forward to that, aren't we?
We're so close. We're so close to seeing what that's all about.
Unbelievable.
Disney live action that's still ongoing after Pinocchio. We've got Mufasa, the Lion King, and the Little Mermaid. All had trailers.
Pinocchio come out?
It's out now, or it's out this week or something like that. Yeah.
Any good?
No.
Oh,
it's got like a 30% Rotten Tomatoes score or something like that.
Hang on. The original cartoon's a fucking masterpiece.
Just have a look now. Pinocchio remake, Rotten Tomatoes. I'm pretty sure it got absolutely smashed. 30% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Whoa!
It turns it into there's like MCU moments in it and like big action sequences.
What Pinocchio?
like Pinocchio acting as the engine for a little rowing boat that Geppetto's in to save him from a big beast that's trying to eat them. But it ends up just looking like they've ripped off that bit from The Incredibles where Dash is pushing on his boat. Yeah, it's also got it's got Alan Silvestri just doing Avengers music throughout it.
Oh no! No! And Pinocchio's such a good film. The original is so good.
CGI's terrible in it as well.
With my daughter, but she'll probably love it. I'm sure.
Oh, they all do. Kids have got no fucking taste.
But it's also one of those rare. Well, it's got. Sorry, just last one. Pinocchio is one of these rare ones where the critics score is 30%. The audience score kind of matches it. The audience scores 37%.
Oh, so everyone's just in agreement. It's crap.
It's a bit shit. It's a lot shit actually.
So we've had Buzz Lightyear. We've got this Disney. What's happening? The shit Marvel films. What's going on?
I enjoyed the Little Mermaid teaser though. Like it looks great.
She's got a good voice here, hasn't she? I watched that trailer the other day.
Yeah, Halle Bailey.
Yeah, she's got a very, very, very lovely voice, so that'll work.
And she looks the part as Ariel.
Yeah, she looks great.
I know that bit of the internet is kicking off about having a dark-skinned Ariel for some reason.
Oh, fuck her, mate. Who cares?
She looks fantastic.
She's a fish. It don't matter.
But, it doesn't matter. How can the jerk off to her when she's got dark skin like that? These racist wankers.
Oh God, it makes you sick.
It does make you sick. But like the teaser trailer's got like a clip of one of the songs in it, and she's got a fantastic voice. She sounds brilliant.
Yeah, she's singing part of this world, isn't she?
Yeah,
part of that world, and it's a fantastic set of pipes on her.
Yeah, and just visually, it looks good. I'm interested to see more of it.
I've not seen Flounder yet. I can't wait to see the CGI Flounder.
You see him in the shadows, kind of following around in that trailer.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I hope he's just a big fat fish with massive cheeks.
He needs to be.
He ought to be.
Make him be one of them massive
Little Mermaid.
sunfish or something like that.
And Sebastian, I wonder if he's going to be a racial stereotype.
Well, life is
pretty
better
sure he played by a white man
under the sea.
I'm pretty sure he was played by a white man back then.
He was.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Disney, come on.
I mean, it's not Song of the South level, so I think we're all right at this point.
No, but that was also Disney as well.
I know.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
So moving on next to animated films, Pixar have been busy. They've got a movie called Elemental coming out. Elio, which is about an 11-year-old dreamer who finds it hard to fit in. Apparently his mum runs a top-secret military project working to decode a strange signal from outer space. But it's Elio who actually makes contact and gets beamed into space and subsequently mistaken for an intergalactic ambassador for Earth.
I think I saw a teaser for this a few months back, actually.
Yeah.
I think it
I
looks
did
all
have a
right.
look at that.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2 has been confirmed.
Bang into it.
Wish, quite like the sound of this. It's about a kingdom of wishes where wishes can literally come true.
I
Centers
thought
on a
about a
70-year-old
supermarket, an online supermarket.
trying to get their deliveries on time.
Cheap stuff. Underwhelming reviews.
It centers on a 70-year-old Asher who makes an impassioned plea to the stars, which is answered by a cosmic force. Together they face the most formidable of foes to save her community. Proof that when the will of a courageous human connects with the magic of the stars, wondrous things can happen.
Lovely.
So there's that. But the main thing is television with Marvel. Yes, you can skip forward if you need to. Lots of announcements. Ironheart, which I think we referred to last week. Secret Invasion, full trailer is out for that. Samuel L.
Secret
Jackson
Invasion
involved.
trailer, is there?
Yeah, it's a Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
Please,
Samuel Jackson.
please, I've not seen it, but please, I mean, if you guys have seen it, please tell me it's not too funny, because Secret Invasion is not a funny thing. It's got to be serious.
I mean, Samuel L. Jackson's looking very grim and serious in it.
Yeah, it's such a serious book. It's got to be. It's got. Hello.
Yeah,
what
so
was that?
My Siri kicking off me talking about Samuel L. Jackson for some reason.
But yeah, Secret Invasion's one of those things. It's proper like alien espionage. Like it is a secret invasion, and it's got to be serious. There's deaths in it and stuff like that. So
I'm just scrubbing through the trailer now because I haven't seen the trailer yet. It's looking pretty grimdark by Marvel standards.
Excellent.
Oh shit! It's got Olivia Colman in it.
Has it? Oh, nice. Oscar winner.
Yeah. I think it looks like it's going to have that Marvel wit, but it's not going to be outright a comedy. That makes sense?
Perfect. Yeah, no, perfect. Like they did with Endgame. Endgame was still a sad film, but it still had a bit of funniness in it.
Armor Wars with Don Cheadle reprising his role as James Rhodes.
Yes.
As a standalone series. Not been announced for a date yet. Loki, Ki-Hu Kwan joins the season 2 cast. There's a great photo of him and Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, having a nice hug after 38 years. It was a nice picture.
He probably didn't recognise him, did he? Harrison Ford's like, who are you?
He says that to his wife, though.
Yeah, who are you? I didn't kill my wife.
Nice, like it. Echo, I don't know what this is about.
Echo?
Cast
yeah.
members.
Did you not watch Hawkeye?
I am very early on in that, like 1 or 2 episodes of that.
Oh well, you'll gather who Echo is at that point. Or what it's about.
But it has got Vincent D'Onofrio. I can't get this right.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Kingpin. Thank you. So I assume, he's going to be playing the Kingpin in that. And speaking of which, Daredevil Born Again.
Let's go. Me and Stig talk about this all the time. We love the on-the-ground Marvel things where no one's a superpowers. Everyone's like a grounded. I mean, Daredevil kind of has
Daredevil.
echolocation. He's not exactly. He's made his own strength, hasn't he? He's trained. A bit more like Batman. But yeah, I love the boots on the ground Marvel stuff. It's fantastic. Like Hawkeye's sensational. Watch it.
Moving on to Lucasfilm. We're nearly there, guys. Andor, and first trailer for that came out.
Is this the one? Because you made a joke about it last time. Because who's that? And you went, his name's Andor from Rogue One. That guy. But is this the one that they're saying is like fucking 23 episodes or something?
Yeah.
No.
Can you imagine 23 episodes of someone that you know is gonna die? It's a bit like, it can't really lead anywhere in my head. You know what I'm saying, don't you? It's like there's a finite amount of stuff you can do. So I think it's a bit of an odd one. This I never imagined people were crying out for more Andor after Rogue One. I like Rogue One. I think it's a good film, but it's
interesting the characters they choose for these series.
Where's the Jar Jar show? Daft Jar Jar.
Well, close. We've got the Mandalorian. Season 3 coming out for that, so I'm looking forward to more Mandalorian stuff.
Yeah, same. Bang into that.
Star Wars: The Bad Batch. I've not seen that yet. Season 2 has been announced.
That's the CGI one, like the Clone Wars.
Yeah. And again, another animated one, Tales of the Jedi.
Ooh. I don't know what that one is. That must be a new one.
That is a massive list of other stuff that
I
I don't know if you want to go through.
I wouldn't go through all the TV stuff because there's just tons of it. But that Deadline article doesn't mention the video games, which I've got a list of here.
Go on, Gadget!
Which are newly announced titles. So there's Disney Illusion Island, which is a 4-player co-op platformer for the Switch with Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy. It'll be right up your street there, Rules. Tron Identity, which is a visual novel adventure in the Tron franchise. Which
no, hang on, I'm kind of into that.
But it's coming from Mike Bithell. It's the mystery game that Mike Bithell was making. So
I love Mike Bithell.
So do I, and it's one of these ones where it's like I'm into it, but I'm not into it. Like I need to see more of it. I'm definitely into, because I had this back in the day, Gargoyles Remastered.
Fuck off.
Yes.
The Sega game.
Yeah.
That was a banger. That's a banger game, that.
Yeah, it's coming to all the consoles and PC, updated visuals.
What
and
a good show. Gargoyles was so good. Goliath, one of my favourites.
Skydance New Media and Marvel's Entertainment are upcoming narrative-driven ensemble adventure game set in the Marvel Universe and features an original story that takes players on a World War II era adventure with 4 playable heroes at different points of the story. So like the TV series we were talking about before, with the Captain America one, but this has got a young Steve Rogers, Azuri, T'Challa's grandfather, and the World War II era Black Panther, Gabriel Jones, a US soldier and member of the Howling Commandos, and Nanali, a leader of the fledgling Wakandan spy network. Yep. So,
bang into it.
That's going to be a thing. And then Marvel World of Heroes, that looks to be like, it's a augmented reality mobile game. This might be the Amy Hennig one.
It definitely is. It definitely is that one. It definitely is.
So there's
I'm looking forward to that Midnight Suns game, actually.
Yeah, so
might not be mentioned. But
Midnight Suns is out in December. Return to Monkey Island is out this week. Tomorrow, in fact, September the 19th.
Oh, buzzing for that.
Marvel Snap. Which is a mobile and PC game, a revolutionary game experience that unleashes the entire Marvel multiverse into a fast-paced, adrenaline-pumping card battler. No,
do you think it's a snap, as in actual snap?
It might well be.
Well, if you match 2 cards, you go snap.
Yeah. Disney Dreamlight Valley is out in early access, which basically means there is now a version of Animal Crossing to play on the Xbox.
That's apparently supposed to be good.
It's supposed to be really good. There's updates to the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga with new character packs and DLC for it.
Again, supposed to be good.
There was a first look at Avatar Reckoning, which is the
Avatar Requiem.
No, Reckoning.
It's got that in there. It's not going to do well.
The Reckoning.
Yeah.
Reckoning.
Did a sneak peek at this mobile, massively multiplayer online RPG shooter. Give players a glimpse of how you'll customize your own avatar and set out and discover new regions of Pandora across multiple game modes.
Guys, get your backbones out your drawers. It's time to play some Avatar on your phones.
Yeah. But the one that got me, there was a first proper gameplay look at Aliens Dark Descent. So it's that's the tactical squad-based action game that I got really confused about when it was revealed, and I thought it was going to be like a fucking point-and-click thing. A twin-stick shooter. But yeah, so it showed how players will command colonial marines. They investigate a xenomorph outbreak when the game arrives next year on PC and consoles. So that was the game side.
Bang into that.
Quickly.
Bang into all of them, especially Avatar, Amy Hennig's Avatar.
Yes, the massively multiplayer online shooter on your phone.
Yeah. Everyone loves touchscreen gaming. I don't know why you're denying it.
Oh, yeah.
Any more, Biggie?
Just 2 very quick ones. The Enterprise got a new senior officer. Meet Chief Engineer Pelia, played by the comparable, I can't even say it, Carol Kane in Star Trek New World Season 2. So,
bang into that.
Is that. And finally, The Witcher Season 3 has now just finished filming.
I'm looking forward to that. I like
too.
Season 2.
I've seen Season 2. I haven't watched that yet.
I've seen the neckbeards again already kicking off. There's a set photo shot of I can't remember the name of the woman who plays Yennefer, and she's walking. She's got one of Geralt's swords on her back, and they're all kicking off.
They're not happy.
They're not happy.
Women, not my witches.
exactly.
Bring back the card game, the collectible shagging cards. Bring them back. Remember that on Witcher 1?
Oh, yeah.
Conquest cards, that's what they were called. I remember that.
I've got one more bit of news, Biggie, that I want to put out just because it's not usually what we put in the news, but it's something that I know Oodles will be well into. So it was something I only discovered today. It was actually a news story a few weeks ago when this was announced. It's already out. I intend on buying this. So I know how much you enjoy playing Dungeons and Dragons with us, yeah?
Yeah.
But I also know you want to try other systems. Like you really enjoy playing Alien RPG and you want to try different things and experiment. So how would you like to take the mechanics of D&D? So they're using the same dice, same kind of rough mechanics of it.
Mm-hmm.
But how would you like it in a slightly fantasy version of feudal Japan?
I like that quite a lot.
Because Edge Studios have just released recently Adventures in Rokugan, which is bringing Legend of the Five Rings, the collectible card-playing game, into a tabletop role-playing game.
Okay, yeah. Bang into that.
Yeah.
So I can be like a Ronin.
You can be a Ronin, you can be a samurai, you can be... There's kind of magic based on kind of traditional Japanese folklore.
Yeah.
Yokai monsters to deal with, all that kind of thing. So,
no, I have to be a Ronin because I bow to no man.
I want to be a ninja or a samurai. Or both.
Yeah, so but I only found out about it today, and I saw that. I thought, oh, fucking Oodles will love that.
Yeah,
but like,
buy it then, please.
Yes, I'm. It's one.
Buy it, please, Daddy.
Yeah, it's one of the more expensive ones. So I'm gonna have to take it from the Patreon because this is like a 50 quid source.
Do it, mate. Fucking do it. It's content. Look, content is king.
Yeah,
it comes before everything else.
But yes, I just thought you would like to know about that one because it looks incredible. Yeah, I could do a one.
It wouldn't be a one shot. It'd be a new series.
Yeah,
it'd be a spin off.
Oh, we should try it as a one shot first and see how it goes.
Do dragons rise from the east? Oh,
yes. I think it's basically a lot of clan warfare. So clans interact with each other, and it's adapting the story from the card game into something that you can run as a tabletop RPG. So yeah, I thought you would like that. And
I'm thinking like Onimusha Warlord's Tactics on the Game Boy Advance.
Well, I will show you some of the artwork for it later because you'll lose your shit.
Ooh, yeah. Fuck that fancy mumbo jumbo.
It's still fucking fantasy.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's better.
Just not European medieval fantasy.
There's katanas in it.
And dragons.
Yes. Shuriken.
Cool. Is that the news, Biggie? Nothing else. Absolutely nothing happened this week.
Nothing at all.
Not a thing.
Christ, we've done 45 minutes of news.
Nothing happened at all. So let's move on to the Nexus. Nothing happened. Let's have no comments about anything that's happened. Nothing's happened at all. Nexus
wants to live forever.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nothing happened. Gadget, what have you been up to this week?
It's been a quiet week for me, so because there's only the three of us, I thought...
It's been a quiet week for Britain, to be fair.
Well, yeah. But I haven't really got anything to report that I haven't already been doing by other things. You know, like started another Bloodborne run and that kind of thing. Like, no one wants to hear about that. So I'm going to bring up something I did a couple of weeks ago that I think people might find interesting. It's a documentary that I watched. How much do you know about John McAfee?
Nothing.
Well, so you've heard of McAfee antivirus, haven't you?
Oh, is that what you... Oh, yeah. Of course I have, yeah. Oh, it is John McAfee, isn't it?
Yeah. So the guy who created that turned out to be an absolute fucking lunatic.
Well, yeah.
Like, one of the maddest bastards to have ever lived. So there's the documentary that came out on Netflix a few weeks ago called Running with the Devil, The Wild World of John McAfee. So,
okay.
I've seen this advertised. I was tempted to watch this myself.
So, a few years ago, something happened in John McAfee's life. John McAfee had long ago sold his shares in McAfee.
Did he get a virus?
No, worse than that. He, very rich man. He moved to Belize. He took all the drugs in the world, shagged all the women in the world, shot all the guns in the world, that kind of thing. Yeah,
I like him.
Until one day, his next door neighbor turned up dead, very dead. The kind of dead where
no, John, what have you done?
The kind of dead where he died in his peacefully in his sleep from 4 gunshot wounds. That kind of dying.
John, no, not you, no.
But naturally speaking, because this man they had disagreements with each other, and the accusation was that the neighbor had poisoned John's dogs because John.
No, why am I laughing at?
John would let his dogs run because he had a beachfront property. John would let his dogs just run on the beach regardless of whoever owned it. So naturally, John was quite the suspect, and he went on the run. Because that's the sensible thing to do.
That's what you do
that means
when
he's
you're
more
innocent.
it's more than a suspect if he's running.
John and his 18-year-old girlfriend at the time.
Of course, John.
John was in his 60s at the time.
No.
They went to ground, but John felt like he was being railroaded by this investigation, and that the whole world thought he was guilty. So, in a moment, I don't know if it's inspired or full-on idiocy, he reached out to Vice, the website.
Oh yeah, those journalists that take drugs and rate them out of 10.
Yeah. And invited
those guys.
And invited them to come and join him while he was on the run to document his side of the story.
Oh my God! Don't tell anyone where we are, though.
Well, you see, there's the hilarious bit, because Vice put up an article, and I think it's still up there, which basically says the headline says something along the lines of "Fuck the rest of you, we're with John McAfee," and they had a photo.
Don't geotag us at all.
Well, that was it. So they had the photo. They took a photo with John McAfee to prove that they were there with him. And when they uploaded it to the server to be put onto the Vice website,
was the Las Vegas Strip behind them?
No. They specifically said, take a screenshot of the photo before you post it.
Yes,
so that you don't geotag it. They just fucking uploaded it. So immediately the authorities knew where they were.
Vice.
And the thing is, throughout this whole entire journey, what this documents, they do not stop committing crimes.
Oh God!
For instance, they leave Belize and get into Venezuela illegally.
Of course they do.
But because they've done that, their passports aren't stamped. They can't go from Venezuela to the United States.
Oh my word!
But the maddest twist in it is John's 18-year-old girlfriend. Her uncle used to be the Attorney General in Venezuela. Funny how that works, isn't it?
John, do your homework, man.
I think he did his homework. That's the thing. Anyway, so it charts this journey, and it's surreal to watch. The thing is, it's not the best documentary I've seen on John McAfee, because this is basically talking about just this experience of them escaping from Belize and kind of what happened around that. Yeah. It's worth a watch. It's probably about a 7 out of 10 documentary, but it's interesting.
Is it one of them where you watch it and then you do your own research, and your own research is better?
Yeah, because there was another documentary that came out in 2016 before John McAfee died. John McAfee died suspiciously in a Portuguese prison about 2 years ago.
Bullet holes in his head.
I don't know, but apparently very suspect. This was also after John McAfee had ran for president.
Yeah, wow.
The madman. But
wow.
The other documentary is called Gringo, The Dangerous Life of John McAfee. That was done in 2016. And that one's a more complete story of his life and just the really...
He's basically what Hunter S. Thompson wished he was.
No. He wished he was Hunter S. Thompson. He was doing the crazy shit.
Other way around.
Hunter S. Thompson got away with the shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, John, I mean...
It's so good.
These two documentaries, Gringo and Running with the Devil, The Wild World of John McAfee, are definitely worth watching. The newest one is more just documenting one journey and the kind of the weird shit that happened around it. Because the worst part about it was, they documented all the stuff, they filmed all the stuff, and then Vice declined to publish the article.
Because accessories to murder, that's why.
Well, because of the amount of crimes they'd committed in the process of getting this story. Because journalists don't have immunity from crimes while they're documenting something.
No, they got in trouble about 5 years ago when they were testing heroin and strengths and stuff, and then they were like, if you release that, those people are going to prison.
Yeah,
they still released it, and they all got in trouble.
But yeah, if
Vice, they're rebels.
Yeah, if you just want to see something kind of like where things escalate in the weirdest possible ways. It's worth a watch. He fakes a heart attack at one point to get out of a siege from the police.
Oh wow! Wow.
So yeah,
So good.
running with the devil. Weird documentary, but it's worth a watch.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
He's writing it down right now.
Any more? I am writing it down.
I guess the only other thing I could talk about, and it would be brief because obviously the full series is now, but I've been watching season 3 of Star Trek Lower Decks.
And what are you thinking?
I'm loving it. They've managed to get it even stranger and even funnier so far. There's only 3 episodes out, but it is just one of the best things out there. It really takes a shit over Rick and Morty because it's taken that same level of humor, but they're actually writing decent stories that are self-referential enough to be funny, but not overly self-referential where they just beats you over the head with a shit point, you know?
Yeah.
And it plays with the Star Trek lore in a really kind of fun and kind of nice way. You get one moment where you've kind of got 2 captains who are arguing over who gets to have this artifact that these aliens have brought as a peace offering kind of thing. You know, really stupid stuff like that, but the kind of stuff you could imagine happening. So,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's on Amazon Prime at the minute. Thankfully, it hasn't got...
Have you noticed lately, Amazon are doing some fucking mega stuff?
Oh, absolutely killing it.
They're getting rid of The Boys, Lord of the Rings, Netflix, you gotta watch out.
Oh yeah, Netflix are shit. Well, I saw there was a thing, we should have put it in the news, but I think Netflix are going away from the binge model now. They're going to go to weekly releases because they've seen that somehow, weirdly enough, holds subscribers more.
Of course it fucking does. And I prefer it. It gives me a chance to absorb stuff how I can binge watch things in a weekend, and people go, "What are your thoughts on it?" I'm like, "Can't remember."
Yeah,
it's just a blur. I like to absorb it. That's how my brain works. I have got to absorb it. So weekly, bring it on. You get that water cooler moments, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can chat about it.
But yeah, I guess apart from those things, I haven't really done much. So yeah.
Well, nothing's happened. That's why nothing's happened in society. Biggie, what you been up to?
I went against the grain, and no, I didn't actually. I did exactly what everyone else has done, and I watched Moonfall.
Why?
We told you.
I
Stick
wanted to
told
see
us
how bad it was, and my word,
Stig didn't do it justice, did he? How bad it was.
And listening to your pod last week again, wow. I don't know if it's worth doing a spoiler cast on that. So I think we've all seen it now, but my God, is that bad?
Well, technically, you didn't listen to it on our pod. You had exclusive access to the Patreon bonus episode, Patreon episode that's not out yet.
Oh, yeah. It was on that. Yeah. See, yeah.
He's spoiling it for the poor patrons, you big spoiler man. We didn't. by the way, patrons, we didn't do a Moonfall spoiler cast. Don't worry. There's
one brilliant line in that, and I know there's so many, but I think it's the one where the army colonel turns to stop them firing all the nukes off, and he says, "We've got to listen to my wife. She's never let me down." It's like, yeah, your ex-wife.
Also, your non-military trained wife.
Just fantastic. Just such a bad movie. And I totally agree
worse.
with Gadget.
It's worse than bad.
The science that's involved is interesting, and it just.
Well, the fact that the moon can get close enough to Earth to knock the top off a mountain without killing us all immediately.
I know it's just so funny, but yeah, I like the whole science behind it. It was interesting, but yeah, what a bad movie. But I did see a very good movie. Okay. I saw Nope, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Not sure why other people aren't enjoying it as much. I thought it was brilliant, right up there with Get Out. And us, I thought it was fantastic. I'm really interested in watching what Peele comes up with next. Also been watching Power of the Rings, House of Dragons, both awesome.
Power of the Rings?
Whatever the show's
that's
called.
That's the porn parody.
Yeah, that's the porn one. What's the Rings of Power?
Power in the Rings.
Oh, there you go. I've been watching the wrong one.
Power Up the Rings.
But yeah, the Rings of Power then. I thought they were both fantastic, and the Lord of the
insane,
Rings,
aren't they?
Wow,
Telly's so insane at the moment. Telly's just mint, just proper good.
Value of that just took me straight back into Middle Earth. I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. I really want to watch Lord of the Rings again.
At first, I didn't like how they were condensing the timeline, but now I prefer it because Tolkien loved to have thousands of years in between events. But now I'm all up for this. Like Peter Jackson did it, didn't he, with Lord of the Rings? Instead of it being 72 years, he did it in about 2. Do you know what I mean?
They said it was 18 months at the end of it, didn't they?
Yeah, because it took Gandalf 14 years to discover that the ring was in that Bilbo had the ring. It took him 14 years, and I'm not even kidding. That is in the book. 14 years to go. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. 14 years.
They're both excellent. I'm enjoying House of Dragons as well. I think that's really good. I've only got up to the 3rd episode in House of Dragons. I need to catch up with
everyone
else has been out now.
None. You're up to date.
Yeah, there's only 3 episodes out for both of them.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, as of the time that will be this will come out, there'll be 4 of each.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, really, really enjoying those. Went to a friend's house. Dave Wilson.
Going to review your friend?
He was a lovely chap anyway, but he
10 out of 10.
treated me to playing Star Wars Legion, a tabletop at his house. We got that all set up and had a proper tabletop session of that very early on. Just had a really basic game to get my head around how it all works. Really enjoyed playing that. So we're going to do a bit more with all the sort of advanced settings.
Has he got loads of cool miniatures and stuff?
Yeah, man, he's superb. He's well into.
That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm all about. Well.
Very, very, very clever. Got some skills, that lad. Yeah, really cool. But the main thing I want to very quickly talk about, is I don't know if we ever covered it, is Dexter: New Blood.
I think we kind of brushed over it.
Yeah, that's when it just came out, though.
I don't remember who watched it or what they thought of it, but I'm really enjoying it. We're about 5 episodes into that, and I quite like what they've done. I forgot a lot of what had actually happened in the main show because I saw it so long ago. But the wife and I have been sitting there watching that. Really enjoying the direction they've gone. I don't know if it's worth spoiling what happened at the end of the original Dexter.
I've never seen it, so don't please.
That's fine. But yeah, I like what they're doing with this, and it's just really interesting him being out in the backwaters. It's
I do like him who plays Dexter. I think he's a great menacing.
Michael C. Hall is excellent.
Yeah, he's a really good actor to watch on screen. I like him.
6 Feet Under, he was fantastic.
I've seen all that.
One of the standout actors from that. But yeah, he really took on the mantle of Dexter's character, and he was fantastic in the original series. Didn't like the way it ended, so and apparently even he was a bit apologetic about it. So I like what they've done with this. I'm not actually sure what the general fan base thinks about New Blood, but what we're watching at the moment, really enjoying it. I think it's only 1 season though, so
yeah, it's the 1 season.
Maybe it got cancelled after that. I don't actually know how it ends either. So
I think it's
really enjoying that.
I think it was supposed to be a one-off. I don't think it was supposed to be like a multi-run season.
Okay.
Epilogue.
Yeah, it's good. Really good. He's back to his usual stuff and watching the fallout from what's going on. Brilliant. Really well done. Very clever.
Fantastic.
That's it for me.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Again, nothing else happened this week. So, me now. I've been busy boy as well. Again, I'm up to date with House of the Dragon, Rings of Power. I repeat what everyone's saying. These are really good telly. I know some people are a bit down on House of the Dragon, but it's Game of Thrones. They are slow builders. They always have been. And I don't know. I just love that world. I really do. Rings of Power, sensational. Again, like I said, I like that they're condensing the timeline now because things can be very unexpected.
Yeah.
Which at first everyone's like, that's them, that's that, that's it. And I'm like, you don't know anymore. You don't know anymore. This could go any number of ways. So
interestingly,
it's more exciting.
I saw there's some negative feedback about the actress that plays Galadriel.
Why?
I thought she was brilliant. She's really good.
She acts like
just
every
she's
single
very
elf.
Unlikable.
All the elves are very like stoic and but when they're in nature, they like open up and smile, and do you know what I mean? That's what the elves are. They're not human. Do you know what I mean? They're allowed to act a bit different and floaty. If you know what I mean. Like remember Legolas originally, very quiet, and when he talked, it was because he needed to. It's only because his friendship with Gimli that brought him out of his shell.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. I'm absolutely. I love the other elf that's captured by the orcs. He's brilliant. He's a badass. Yeah, the names I can't remember them because some of them are made up. I've not read up on them.
All names are made up.
All names are made up. But yeah, he's really good. He's really good to watch, and he's got the good elf stare.
Yeah, that fight scene in episode 3 was fucking brilliant.
Fantastic. Brutal, not for kids.
No, definitely not for kids.
An arm got snapped. Awful. Mm-hmm. And a dog ate someone's bodies. Yeah, not for kids. But yeah, I've also, I'm so happy. Cobra Kai's back, baby. Cobra Kai never dies. I love Cobra Kai. Guess what? It only came out on Friday. I'm already 5 episodes in. It's so good and so easy to watch. They're only like half an hour. Again, it is like adult Power Rangers, where like young adults who are pretending to be teenagers. Oh, it's just, it knows what it is. If you've never watched it and you just watched half an episode, you'd be like, this is stupid. But because it knows what it is from the off, it's one of the smartest television shows. It's so fucking stupid and dumb, but it's so good. Every single episode ends with the most hype moment. It's just feeding your brain like, yes, Cobra Kai never dies, and it's just bringing out. If you remember watching all the films and stuff, it brings characters that were in some of the films for 10 minutes, and it makes them like a big thing in this show. It's like, oh my god, it's him, and it's always the same actors. It's so good. Oh, it's brilliant. I've not finished it yet though, so it might shit the bed by the end. But the main thing,
Jackie Chan make an appearance.
Not yet, but it could. Mate, this show fucking Van Damme could turn up and it'd make sense in Cobra Kai. Telling you. But yeah, the main thing I've been playing a computer game. This was sent to me by the developers. I'll have to preface that before I continue. It's a game that's been out a while, but a new DLC has just dropped, and they sent me everything. The Ascent. Have you ever heard of The Ascent?
Yeah, The Ascent. It's great.
It's a cyberpunk twin-stick shooter with RPG mechanics and a deep lore attached to it. Let me make it easier for you. It's Diablo with guns.
Yeah, that's why I liked it.
Yeah, if you like Diablo and you don't want to play Diablo anymore like me, this is a very, very, very good alternative. Do you know what? I fucking love it.
It's great, isn't it?
I love it. And this new DLC, The Heist, it's called. Oh, mate, I'm so invested in my little twin stick guy. It's so good. I've got a little kilt on him now. I'm running around with like machine guns and a baseball bat. It's just a good like loot grindy. Well, it's not grindy. You can make it as difficult or as easy as you want.
Yeah,
I believe you can co-op it, can't you, as well?
Oh yeah, you can do 4-player co-op in it. Like
I think it came out on Game Pass, didn't it, at some point?
Yeah, playing it solo is the hard way to play it.
Well, that's what I'm doing, man.
I literally played the original briefly this week, and I really struggled right at the beginning, just trying to take on
I beat the main game this week, and I got it on Monday.
I was just like, struggling a bit myself. I was getting killed left, right, and centre.
Oh, I fucked him up, mate. I'm a demon. It's got a very good mechanic, similar to like Gears of War, where you can duck behind cover, and it's weird to think on an isometric game. Why would that work? But there's elevation to combat.
Yeah, and if you don't do it, like enemies can headshot you really easily.
Yes, extremely easily. So you're undercover, you're aiming your gun over, and because you can see as a bird's eye view, you will hit any enemies. It's not like you're blind firing. It's just, I don't know, there's something really special about it. I'm playing the PS5 version. It's all absolutely stunning 4K. This game is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And I've never seen this amount of NPCs in one hub in my life. You go to like the main hub, and there's so many. It feels like a cyberpunk city underground. It's all this big tower, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
That first section, when you get your first proper mission, you start going through the alleyways in this platform, and you come into a big room, and there's like, I don't know, 6 dog type robots that are attacking you. And I'm just rolling around trying to shoot them, but it takes forever to shoot them, and I'm just getting overwhelmed. And I was just like, fucking hell, this is a bit hard.
Do you know what you've probably done? You've probably missed a gun. Because at the beginning bit, a gun drops and it's leagues ahead of the starting gun you get. So I reckon you've missed a gun.
I might restart then, because I literally right at the beginning. So I just thought, yeah, fucking hell, it looks really good, but yeah.
Yeah, I've just sent it to re-download on my Xbox. I might give it another run through. I think about halfway through when it first came out.
Yeah, I mean, the main story, it's got, if you want to skip the dialogue and chatters and the mob bosses that send you off on missions and bounties, you can by all means. If you just want, like with Diablo, you can just completely skip all the lore, but I do like the lore in this. I do like it. It's about how this one tower is operated by the Ascent Corporation, and it's gone bankrupt while you're there. So all these other like mob bosses and stuff are trying to like ascend power and become the new top dog, and you're the guy. You're the guy that's going to help them, and you go out on missions and stuff. And this new DLC, the heist, it's better than the main game. Oh, it's good. It's so good. I haven't finished the heist yet because it's leading up to something. This game's so fucking good. Where was it? Do you know what I mean?
DLC
where were I when it dropped?
Cheap as well.
You what? Sorry,
it's only like $7.99 or something stupid like that for the DLC. From what I saw,
yeah. It's nowhere near as long. I'm already near the end of it, but it's something about this little world. Well, it's not even little. It's quite big. There's something about this game that just it reminds. Do you know what it reminds me of? Remember the old PlayStation 1 game Apocalypse? Bruce Willis one.
Yeah.
As much as how daft that game was, it was fun to play.
Yeah.
Because it used the Tony Hawk's engine, didn't it?
Yeah, you just got big guns and shot the shit out of shit.
Yeah, it reminds me of that, but then... Yeah, but when you're bored of shooting the shit out of shit, you get to go back to the hub and... you get to go to the hub and just watch people. And do you know what I really like about the world building? Like, you could be in a skirmish in an abandoned part of the colony, and like, there's just cleaning up robots. And when a gunfight starts, these robots are like, oh no! But you can kill them if you want to be an horrible bastard. It's just, I don't know, it's really good. And I hope more developers do take over that Diablo hole in my heart that I've got.
Yeah.
This is absolutely, I will run through this again with a different build. You know what I mean? I will do that. And
co-op it with you then. So
yeah, mate, absolutely. Absolutely, we'll do it. And I think, don't quote me, I think only I have to own the heist, the DLC, for you to come in with me. I believe that's true. It was on the dev notes I got given, but you know me, I never read them. I know it's not under embargo anymore. I know the main bits. But yeah, it's just, if you've not played the Ascent, if you've got an Xbox, I think you can download it now, can't you?
Yeah. It's on
the only caveat is you have to finish the main game before you can play the DLC.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah, but the main game is just sensational. It's really good, and I like the one of the characters, Poon, one of the mob bosses at the beginning. He's really cool, and I like that he's called Poon.
Yeah, he was the first one I met, right? The big lizardy.
Yeah. No, that's not Poon. No, that's not that. He works for Poon. It's just good. The thing about the game is a lot of the story gets told to you through like codec, but while you're still moving, while you're still like, it never stops if you don't want it to. I love it. I think it's proper like 9 out of 10 material. The only negatives I'd give it is some bits I did die quite a lot. It is quite difficult.
Yeah,
but it's
as a co-op, it's probably, like you say, easier then, isn't it?
Exactly. I don't think it scales in co-op either. I think it's just exactly the same, regardless of how many people are playing. So that's if you're playing together.
Is it cross-play?
I think so.
No, I can't imagine it being. But yeah, if you've not played the Ascent, listener, just give it a blast. Give it a blast. I know I didn't pay for it, but that doesn't bear any bearing on my score.
Covered it, didn't he?
Yeah, he played it.
I think he loved it as well. Yeah, I think he played it with his mates. His other mates. But yeah, I think it's the best Cyberpunk game I've played since Deus Ex, the original.
Ooh.
Strong words, strong words.
Well, I adore Deus Ex. It's one of the best games ever made.
It is.
But its sequels never hit the heights, unfortunately, for me.
Are you telling me that Invisible War was not the perfect game for PS2?
Yes.
So we're in agreement then.
Yes. I just think it gets cyberpunk. And it seems to be like post-cyberpunk. It's like when a cyberpunk reigns over, isn't it? It's when it's...
Yeah.
It's like the Tyrell Corporation in collapse and stuff like that, which leads on perfectly to our main topic. See that synergy? So yes, the main topic this week, we have been given the task of joining or running or working for a fictional corporation. Now, I don't know what these guys have done. They don't know what I've done. I don't know how they've worded what they're doing or anything like that. But I want to start with Mr. Corporate himself, Biggie. Where you going? What are you working for? And why?
Well, Ubisoft had another announcement to do with this game. They're talking about a new season pass that's coming out, which I'm not really interested in, a bit more about the story and more content basically in this main part of this game. And they've got another version of the game coming out called Heartland, which is going to be free
is
to
it
play.
Biggie's breaking news blended into the main topic? What's going on here? I need to play the jingle again.
But a friend of mine I caught playing this game, which made me, it's my new comfort game after Final Fantasy VII. So then I went and jumped into his game, and we had a proper good session the other night. Really enjoyed it. And I went back to the Division, and it made me think. It's
I
Division
adore the Division
2, by the way, sorry. And I love this game, and it's my new comfort game. I love it. And going back into that world made me think what it'd be like to be a Division agent.
Yes.
So I would love to have been a Division agent. I'd love to be doing my normal 9-to-5 job, and then all of a sudden they need a man, they need a hero, they need someone to go into New York, sort things out.
It's time to abandon your family completely.
And my watch goes off with the little gold orange emblem go off on my watch, signaling for me that they need my skills. So then off I would go, get my sat nav going on my watch, telling me where I need to go to the base, meet up with whoever is there in charge, giving me my next mission to go out back into New York or Washington, doesn't matter which. I love both areas. And having a very quick bit of basic combat training, because in the game you don't have to be overly tactical. You're not trained, army levels. You're basically a civilian, but with the permission to go out and save the city because everybody else is struggling, then they need some help.
And the best way to save the city is with bullets, isn't it?
Exactly. Getting my gear, getting my cool gadgets to use, and off I would go. Go around the city, looking for trouble, helping out the civilians, wandering around, trying to help support all the different bases, because they're going to need it. I get free clothes because looking around the city, I would go through lots of baggage that's been left behind, and because it's New York, I'm quite easily going to find 4XL clothing, so it'll fit me perfectly.
Oh, mate, most of it will be.
Is that a perk of the job? Just raiding the detritus people have left as they've evacuated
Absolutely.
the city. It's called
That's
looting,
what it's about. But in a way that the stuff has been left there, it's not.
He's glad everyone's died. He's glad.
No, I'm not. But I would definitely go around. The weather changes all the time, so if you had to get your kit out, and,
whoa, for the lads.
I had to be very careful there. But yeah, just changing the gear that I'm wearing to suit the weather conditions, and then it shouldn't be too overwhelming because there's plenty of cover around the deserted parts of New York and Washington, and just to take out those baddies, maybe meet up with some other agents that are in the city, working together as a team, taking these guys out, just doing the right thing. And then whatever missions we've been given to sort out the problems, get it back to the base, help build the base up to the next level it needs to be, getting new equipment, making sure there's plenty of medical stuff to help the civilians that are in trouble, getting the new tech that we find, just taking out these bad guys, which also apparently turn out to be previous agents as well. So yeah, I'd love to be in that world. I think it'd be amazing just to feel like you're making a difference, because yes, it's in the real world, so that hasn't changed, but just the fact that you're on your own in a way, that you're your own boss, you're out and about, working to taking the bad guys out and doing it the right way. Because yes, bullets, you're going to have to kill people, unfortunately, but you know what? They deserve it.
And are you willing to sacrifice lives like they do to find the Declaration of Independence?
Because
they do.
That's what we have to do. Because
it's
for some reason they find
it's
important
for society, isn't it? It's vital for the
we
next
have to start,
generation.
We need to bear arms over there in the States. We're going to make sure that's there.
You've got the rights.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's such a yes, it could be viewed as a depressing world. I get all that, but at the end of the day, somebody's got to do that job. But somebody's got to do that job. It's a cleanup operation as such, and there are nasty people out there, and they deserve what's coming to them.
At first, I didn't think you'd met the remit on this, but then I've looked into it, and it is a private company, the Division. It's not governmental. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it counts, mate. It is privately funded.
And there are people out there that have turned. The nasty agents are basically, the main guy, Kessler.
The naughty boys.
Yeah. He was the one that released the plague in the first place. So it's just the virus. It's just basically... trying to turn it all around, making sure it doesn't happen again. And working together with the civilians because, you know what, they're in the same boat at the end of the day. They're trying to find food, rations, etc. They're always patrolling around the city, trying to get stuff back to whichever bases, wherever it is. And I just think it would be a really cool way to be involved and not have to... You can watch your back, I guess, but if you've got the right agents with you, you're working together as a team. I know the dark zone areas were maybe a bit more iffy and people are out to...
Yeah, I wouldn't go there if it were real.
I would try to avoid those areas as much as possible.
I'm not bothered about finding purple guns in real life.
Yeah, exactly. But just for me, I just think it'd be a really cool... It's a bit like the TA, isn't it? The Territorial Army. But
maybe you just need to join the TA, mate, by sounds of things. You're never too old.
Just with a bit more action. But it's...
Saying that, you'd be in home guard at this point, though, wouldn't you, mate, at your age?
Thank you. But I'd just make tea for everyone. But I love it. I think the atmosphere in that game is spot on. When you find the different... I don't know what you want to call them, the communication devices.
The memos, the voice memos.
The memos, and you get more of an understanding of what's happened. So you might get a side mission for that where you've got to go out and help somebody. So so really well told stories. Love that game, and I just think it'd be a really cool environment to.
I think it's a sensational game, and it's got the best hats in gaming.
Mm.
Team Fortress 2 has entered the chat.
No. The Division has got the best hats ever. Some beautiful beanies. You can wear a trucker hat. You can do full-on village people cosplay on it. I'm not kidding. You can be Leon Kennedy.
At the end of the day, the Division's idea is to get society back up and running. So the goal is there. You want to make that goal because the idea is to get everything back up and running to where it should have been in the first place. So absolutely, yes, absolutely.
For God's, I might beep that out just for the the horror of having that in my podcast.
We agreed to it.
I might beep him out going forward.
Biggie for president, but but I just thought it was really interesting. Like in Division 2 in Washington DC, your main base in the main game is the White House. It's fantastic using that as a base. Having all the different access to all the rooms.
Fucking most American moment of a game ever. You fucking walk out, the base of operations, where's it? The White House.
Hey, mate, don't get... The Division's nowhere near as bad as Death Stranding when it comes to America and rebuilding. Oh. It's nowhere near as bad. At least in the Division, they're all like socialistic in their views. In Death Stranding, we've got to rebuild America as it once was. Why? I'm on Team Biggie on this one. I love the Division. They're such good games, man. People just sleep on it, didn't they? They slept on it.
Never really played them.
Because it's the main game, the original was set in New York, and you can go back to New York in
you can
to one of the DLCs. So again, you're going back to these fantastic cities in the States and just having firefights in these really picturesque locations. It's fantastic, well-known locations.
Yeah. Good answer, mate. Great. I'm into it. My turn. Get ready. I've written this down so I didn't get it wrong.
Ooh.
I've taken the role of Supreme Viceroy of the Intergalactic Outer Rim Trade Federation from Star Wars.
Oh, right, there we go.
Love it.
Episode 1. The Trade Federation was an interstellar shipping and trade conglomerate during the waning years of the Galactic Republic. One so powerful that it had its own representatives in the Galactic Senate. Founded in 350 before the Battle of Yavin, which is their time scale.
Fucking hell.
Before the onset of the High Republic era, it rose to prosperity in the Outer Rim territories and came locked into a power struggle with the Republic, raged on for decades. As the Trade Federation grew in size, prestige, unfortunately, due to the machinations of the Nabooian Sith Lord Sheev Palpatine, the Trade Federation almost crumbled. Until now. What? So, the Trade Federation was mainly built upon the backs of the racist stereotype Neimoidians, but upon Newt Gunray's death, the Neimoidians decided it's time to leave the galaxy and find an alternative leader. They happened upon the Milky Way galaxy and upon the Sol system, and furthermore to a planet called Earth in the year of 2022 of their sun's common era. So now, basically.
They really were a racist stereotype, those Neimoidians, weren't they?
Yeah, terrible.
Between them and Jar Jar Binks, I don't know how that film got out.
I don't. That's why I picked them. They searched LinkedIn.
You mean Neimoidians coming over here, taking our...
taking our jobs.
Taking our oodles.
Yeah. They searched LinkedIn after hacking the International Space Station and chose me to lead. Smart move on their part. With my newfound power, the droid army, I've decided, the first thing to do is to mine the moons of Jupiter. Then, with my newfound vast wealth, I'm forcefully abolishing the notion of countries on Earth, as it is in the old galaxies. There isn't a single country in Star Wars at all, is it? It's just one planet. So I'm doing that. I'm bringing that to Earth and prepare the Earth to become the beacon of socialism and rename the planet Sol 3. Let's do this. We're doing it. That's what my job role is. I'm just basically enslaving Earth. You will love each other more. And we're not calling it Earth anymore. We're calling it Sol 3. Because I was looking into all this Trade Federation stuff, and there's that many planets and star systems that George Lucas made. He could not be asked to name most of them. When he named a star, he used to call one of the planets I don't know, fucking Black 1, Black 2, Black 3, whatever he named the star. And that's why we're doing it.
To be fair, that's pretty common in most kind of star mapping anyway.
Scientists do it now, don't they?
Yeah, you get off Alpha Centauri and then all the kind of objects around it, like Alpha Centauri 1, 2, 3, 4, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, if I was the Supreme Viceroy of the Trade Federation, I love that. I love how it sounds. I'd do the right thing. Like I said, I'd mine the moons of Jupiter. No one's getting hurt there, but apparently there's a moon there that rains diamonds or something along the lines. So I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams.
I think it's Callisto.
Yeah, one of them. Isn't that a crazy thing? Because the pressure's so high, it just rains diamonds.
Corruption here.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, with power, breeds corruption.
I do need to kind of just slightly pick apart your argument here, Oodles. You know, that you would take over as the Supreme Viceroy and that you would do the right thing. You would be dead in a week.
Why?
Because you would have a galaxy's worth of money available to you and a galaxy's worth of drugs available to you. And I don't care how good you are right now. We all know that if you came into enough money to get high, you would be dead in a week.
It starts with the blue milk and then
and the white powder.
And then the galactic spice kicks in. Woo! He's away. No, I'd be good. What I've done as well, I brought some Trade Federation facts for you. It's funny how it's called facts when it's a completely mythical and not real fucking thing.
Trivia, I think, is the word.
This is what it said on the fucking website, on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
So, it's one of the only companies in Star Wars canon not to have any organic slaves. So there we go. We're ethical. We're completely ethical and self-sufficient. We haven't got no slaves.
It's one of the only companies in the Star Wars canon. They don't talk about businesses and companies much.
Still, no slaves. So I'm having that as a tick. In Earth's money, the Trade Federation would be worth an estimated 750 septillion galactic credits. That's what it'd be in their world. Converted to US dollars would be around $7.4 trillion.
Okay, several things. One, no. Two,
no.
Two, this is a made-up company. Have you just pulled that conversion out of your arse, internet person?
No. I thought you meant me. I've just read this. You know how I made this shit up? I can't. 7.4 trillion US dollars, which is higher than June's Choam company, which, due to the way that the Star Wars currency fluctuates, this is true, it can be even less than $1 trillion in some star systems. So it makes no sense.
How long are the lunch breaks, and are they paying?
No.
Just no lunch breaks at all.
Because no one works for me, because it's all run by droids. I've got a droid army.
Roger.
It's just me. Yeah, it's just me and loads of droids. They funded nearly all of the clones that led to the new Empire and Clone Wars. So because of them, the Empire was born.
You mentioned not having any organic slaves, but they created clones of Tamura Morrison.
Yeah, exactly.
So now you've got your slave army.
A poor New Zealand man.
They're growing an army of cannon fodder.
Yeah, which eventually did destroy the Trade Federation itself. So, idiots. Not when I'm in charge. They held the most seats within the Galactic Senate. Interesting, that, isn't it? Nope. If they hadn't been betrayed by Palpatine, they would have posed the biggest threat to the newly formed Galactic Empire. So, what we've gathered from this is Palpatine's a very smart man, and he knew every step towards his ascent.
Oh, because he loves democracy.
Emperor. Yeah, he loves democracy. Forced democracy. But yeah, I want to be the viceroy of the Intergalactic Outer Rim Trade Federation.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I got very drunk last night, and I did this morning. Still in a haze. I just wanted to go against the grain. Like, I could have picked Umbrella and got even darker, but I'm doing this. My powers are for the greater good.
The greater good.
Thank you. So, moving on.
You're basically
finally
becoming Elon Musk.
No, because I'm human still. He isn't. Gadget, what have you decided upon?
Well, I'm really gutted because you mentioned the Choam company there. I thought, fuck, that would be a really good one to do. But I'm going into space as well. I am, shall we say, heading out there to build better worlds.
I know who you're working for.
Oh, I'm owning the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. I am the company.
Nice.
You see, you with your kind of trade delegations there, Rudels.
Yeah,
you're not doing corruption properly. You need to do it right. You know, Weyland-Yutani ostensibly makes its money, terraforming planets, putting colonies out there, establishing the human dominance throughout the galaxy.
Yeah.
But really what they're doing is, weapons manufacturing, trying to get a hold of xenomorphs, a little bit of
illegal experimenting.
Yeah, a little bit of synthetic manufacturing, just
genocide.
Just a casual genocide every so often,
Yeah, it don't matter when there's a quintillion amount of humans in the Earth in the universe now.
Exactly, but it's all for profit.
Exactly.
So, Weyland-Yutani, they formed quite a while ago, back in 2099, when Weyland Corp took over Yutani Corporation in a rather hostile bidding takeover. And at the time, the two companies, they did largely the same things. They were technology suppliers. They manufactured synths, starships.
For the listener, it's as if Sony bought Nintendo.
Yeah.
That big.
But, they built synthetic starships. They did computers, industrial equipment. They were a household name. Everyone had a bit of Weyland-Yutani tech in their house.
Like a toaster or something like that. Weyland-Yutani toaster.
Yeah.
Sandwich maker.
But, the big one, the thing that made them the money was sending people out to colonize the stars and mine on exoplanets and stuff like that. And because of the way the contracts were set up and all that, some form of indentured servitude was involved because they had to pay off the company before they were allowed to leave. Which I think unfortunately that led to the demise of most of Hadley's hope. But got to break an egg to make an omelette.
Didn't they have to because they were they had to pay for all the bed and board and stuff, and that cost more than what they were earning.
Yeah, indentured servitude.
Yeah, it's so horrible, but it's a practice that works.
It works. It makes money.
It works.
The real money isn't really in mining, is it? It's selling combat androids, it's selling smart guns, selling battle cruisers, all these kind of things to anybody who really wants them. We're not particularly fussy. Just the highest bidder gets it.
Mm.
The big one, if we can get a hold of one, getting one of them xenomorphs in, imagine the weaponry we could make with one of them.
It's the apex predator, mate.
It's the apex predator. We tried and failed from cloning Ripley, and unfortunately that didn't work as a film or a concept.
Kill me!
It even came to, and I actually, to be fair, when I was reading up on this one, I didn't realize this was in the law. I think I must have missed the memo message in it, but in Alien Isolation, Weyland-Yutani buys Sevastopol from Seegson as soon as they find out there's an alien on there. Like the space station.
Yeah, because the Seegson are nowhere near the level, are they?
No, Seegson on the level of Weyland-Yutani, but yeah, so the whole thing with the story is like, Seegson are not a failing company, but they're not as good. But Sevastopol is losing people because it's failing because no one's coming out that shipping lane. But as soon as Weyland-Yutani find out there's a xenomorph on board, they're like, oh, fuck yeah, we're buying that. We want that xenomorph.
We're having it.
We're having
it. Yeah, love it.
So yeah, but there is also the bioweapons division. So they're talking
Your favourite division.
I love a bit of a bioweapon. These are the ones that, these are the people that we put on to clone Ripley or to, find xenomorphs and try and put them to work. Unfortunately, everybody's died so far, but, we have enough humans. We can keep just repopulating and just backfill it. Just put it through.
Yeah. It's too many humans, if anything.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We're spreading out too far.
Until the xenomorphs form a union, then you've got problems.
Yeah, that's when you've got problems.
Yeah, but then then we'll just chuck some heroes at them, and that'll be fine. The problem will naturally sort itself out. So yes, I would very much like to own, run, and be the Grand Supreme Overlord of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. And the best part is, I don't need to leave Earth to do it, because the offices are in London, Tokyo, or San Francisco.
Oh, you'd definitely be in Tokyo. You know you would.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. The thing is, everything will be going all well for a good few decades until one day you get a memo. There's another creature. It's not a xenomorph. It's got a cloaking device. Then all shit kicks off.
Yeah, but you see, I'm still in Tokyo, so I go, well, get me. I want it.
Yes, exactly. I want me one of those predators.
Yeah.
It's your requiem moment.
Yes, it is. I mean, that's very good.
As long as I don't have a Promethean moment where I decide to leave Earth and then make copies of myself and
to become immortal.
Yeah, to become immortal, because fuck me, I hate that film so much.
Getting an alien to play a massive keyboard.
Guys, we found an alien spaceship. It's okay. Take your helmets off. Fucking idiots.
I mean, to be fair, you all did that in Alien RPG.
Yeah, because that's what they do. They're stupid.
Is the air breathable here? Yeah, that's fine.
Don't matter. It don't matter.
What about those spores?
Toxins. Suck them in. Enjoy them. Enjoy the spores. Oh, good answers from everyone. But what I want to know is, what our listeners want to, who they want to work for or own.
Okay, well, we're going to start with Kieran, and before he gets into his company, he dropped in a bit of feedback on last week's episode when we had Kevin in.
Lovely.
So he said, just listen to 101. Kevin seems sound as fuck and was a really cool guest to have on. Major lols at you pissing yourselves at stupid job titles at the end. So that was in the Patreon section. He also humbly accepts his title of Yorkshire's finest, but Stig and Oodles are definitely tied for second place. Also, lines with blue eyes. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, Kevin, he's so handsome.
Oh, lovely boy.
Unnervingly handsome.
Also, definitely has a podcaster's voice. Like, I was listening to the edit, I was like,
oh, yeah.
It sounds inhuman. Like, he was born with that voice.
Yeah, he's extremely good at his job. Yeah, good
He's
get.
got a
from
wolf
Stig,
t-shirt with all the 3 wolves on and stuff.
But Kieran goes on to say, you know what I'm bloody sick of?
Uh-oh.
Ethics and morals.
Me too.
There are too many goodies these days, even whilst everything is going down the shiter. So I've decided I want to jump on the scummy bandwagon and get involved with some real evil. That's why I'm taking control of Robocop's mega corporation, Omni Consumer Products, or OCP. From controlling news networks to running the army and militarizing the police, the OCP board is a place of cocaine-fueled future 80s utter bastardry. And that's even before the ties to organized crime come into it. In the rare times I'm not busy pounding nose beers while having tits shoved in my mouth. Some projects I'm spearheading are lobbying the government to make being poor illegal.
Yeah. Oh, I hate the poor.
That's probably a bit close to modern day politics, isn't it? Making the punishment for being poor that you have your life relinquished to the OCP and your body handed over for military science. We tried the cyborg thing, so I'm going to try zombies instead. Continued development of ED-209 because massive robots with huge guns that roar like dinosaurs are fucking cool. Creation of a time machine to go to the future to propose a merger with Wayland Yutani to create an ultra mega corp capable of total universal bastardry. I'll see you in my office, Kieran. I'm interested.
And you got a meeting at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. And you know what? I think I've done a good job. I'm giving myself a fucking raise.
Yes. I'll buy that for $1. Stay out of trouble.
Buy that for $1.
I like that one. Excellent work. He's earning that Yorkshire's finest badge.
I don't like that. Not into that.
Pete,
Not into that.
Pete Beckett said, mine would have to be the Right Anything Agency from Ace Attorney series. It would honestly never be a dull day in the office with Phoenix, Maya, Athena, and Apollo constantly around, and the cases would be interesting but intense.
Objection.
Yes, good answer. Sustained!
I don't think you'd get anything done there because you'd constantly have that banging soundtrack playing in the background. You'd just be vibing all day.
Constantly pointing.
And
Objection!
There's always the risk of hair gel poisoning.
Yeah. I fucking love Ace Attorney.
I haven't played them in years. I might get that Ace Attorney collection for the Switch, actually.
It's way worth it. It's cheap as fuck. It's like 15 quid for 3 games.
Really? I thought it was expensive. Anyway,
I think now physical, it's cheap, mate.
Oh, I'll look into that later. The Welsh weirdo herself, Super Natty Cat's involved. This one makes sense.
Oh.
Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
Wonka car.
And you might be thinking, so I can eat all of the sweets and stuff. Well, yes, that would be a perk of the job, not my role. My job role would be spoiled dead child collector. Okay, it's gone Natty Cat.
Oh.
Child face down in a chocolate lake? Bring me my fat child hook.
Oh my God.
Child stuck in the tube? Bring me my Doc Martens and I'll boot his fat ass out. Child being chopped up by a well-placed propeller because they drank fizzy lifting drinks? Fetch my Febreze, a mop and some Dettol. Spoiled little arsehole.
Good day, sir.
And at the end of the day, I get a load of free sweets. But
right. Actually, there's an elephant in the room with this one. The slaves that work there. The people of restricted growth. Those guys.
What, they came from a distant, faraway country and have different colour skin to everybody else.
Those guys.
Yeah,
those guys. What are you doing about them?
Well, the thing is, she's only just employed by Wonka's Chocolate Factory. She's not owning it.
Good Dace. Oh, God, I love that original. I love Gene Wilder.
It's just a little problem.
Oh, you are.
Very rapidly on from that. Lee Davies. I think this one's up your street, Oodles, actually. I'd like to work at the Villa in Mamma Mia. Living on a Greek island for Meryl Streep, bursting out into ABBA song and dance numbers. It helps that I absolutely love Greek food. What's not to like?
I love that film as well.
I know you do. That's why I said it.
Yes. That's fucking brilliant. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Everyone, Amanda Seyfried just like, Mamma Mia. Oh, what? Every day you'd never get bored of ABBA. Every day of your life.
Yes, you
campus life in existence.
Oh, that'd be so good. Just drinking feta, eating feta and drinking whatever the Greeks drink.
Ouzo, yeah. So we've gone from the sunshiny to the darkness again because Xenos is in. And we know Xenos likes his grim shit.
Is it going to be, I've not read this, is it going to be 2000 AD or whatever he's in? No, it's not that, is it? He likes...
Warhammer. No, it's not that.
4K, that's the one. 2000 AD is a comics.
There's a lot of organisations that spring to mind, but the vast majority of them are known for the extremely high turnover. I can't realistically say I'd want to work at the Federal Bureau for Control, for example, or for any of the weapons manufacturers in the Borderlands universe. Looking down my bookshelf, I think the only places I could reasonably expect to do a good job and not be in constant danger are the bank and post office of Ankh-Morpork. The city's really not that bad as long as you don't mind the smell of the river. And the manager, Mr. von Lipwig, seems honest enough for an executive. I'm completely fine with just doing paperwork. The city's got to be kept running somehow. And who knows, keep it in good enough order. I might even get the attention of Lord I can never remember this guy's name. Lord Vetinari's clerks. The kind of attention that gets you a job interview rather than a police interview, I mean.
And for a beer, is it the Broken Drum? Is that
the Broken Drum? Yeah.
Broken Drum. Into it.
Yeah,
into the world.
Just got to make sure you don't piss off the Thieves Guild.
Absolutely.
Or, be in the way of any marauding wizards.
They're getting, they get everywhere.
It's the Unseen University. It just puts out the worst of them. Anyway, yeah. That feedback didn't go the way I expected because I just kind of glanced at it and saw Federal Bureau for Control. I thought, okay, so he's gone into control this time.
But the thing is, you can't choose to work for the Federal Bureau of Control. It chooses you.
Yeah. But yeah, I think working in the bank or the post office stank more pocket. But I mean, you could also have the best job in Discworld, which is death.
Yeah. It's a lot of paperwork.
It's a lot of paperwork, yeah. But that's why it gets Mort. Get Mort involved.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea. That.
Yeah.
Cool. Any more?
Yes, one more. It's Stiggy von Stiggerson himself. It's Stig.
Never heard of him.
No. And he says, if I were to work for a fictional company, it would have to be none other than Starfleet aboard the USS Enterprise.
Yeah.
The position I'd take, I love this because this is really kind of underselling Stig's ability here. The position I take, the transporter chief. Often
Why
shortened
not
as
captain? It's your dream, Stig. Why not be a captain?
It's his dream to work in a low level engineering position on the Enterprise.
What is it? Orange shirts?
Yeah, yellow shirts.
Yellow shirts. Yeah. Fucking hell, mate. Come on. You're on a low pay bracket.
Often shortened to chief, also called a transporter operator, chief transporter operator, transporter technician, or transporter expert, this crew member is stationed in one of several transporter areas on the ship. The reason I take this job is because when it comes down to it, it's just a really cushy job. Obviously, you have to make sure the coordinates are spot on, especially if you're locking onto crew members to beam up in emergencies. But if you're good at the job, that should all come as second nature anyway. So whilst this is an important job in terms of beaming people on and off the ship safely, it's also one that requires not a lot of work. Bang in the coordinate, slide up that beam button, easy peasy. Most importantly, though, the reason I want to do this is because it would allow me to be on the Enterprise. Just think about that lovely 8-hour shift where you get to chill for 80% of it, reading books, listening to podcasts, or playing handhelds until you're actually needing to do some beaming. And then in your off time, you're on the bloody Enterprise, flying around in space, going from planet to planet, being a part of the adventures while also getting to use all the luxuries on board, like the replicators, holodecks, and that cool bar they're always in. Even when the Enterprise is in combat, the transporter deck is safe. It's always engineering or the bridge that gets blown up because I've seen it before.
Not wrong.
I'd be armed and waiting for anyone who managed to sneak over during a fight. Ain't no way anyone's catching me off guard. So yeah, I want to be on the Enterprise, and this seemed like a pretty cushy and safe role. Call me Chief O'Stig from now on.
He makes a valid point for an easy job, but he'll never get to like the bridge, or he'll not be allowed in certain points of the ship, would he? Certain areas.
Can someone who's better than Photoshop at me like kind of merge Colmini and Stig into one photo?
Don't worry, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Don't worry. I'm going to write that down. Actually, I'm going to write that down. Fucking hell! What? Why didn't you pick Captain? Oh dear.
So random.
It's not like Stig that as well. He likes to go for the this is my story. I'm Stig. He likes that, but he's gone quite humble on that one.
Yeah.
I bet even the lowest paid person, even the bartender on the Enterprise is on way more than any of us anyway. They've got to be on a fair whack.
There's no money in Star Trek.
Oh, there isn't, is there?
It's shiny space communism.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. Fuck, so why bother being a captain? He's right. Why bother? Why bother?
Probably some good benefits
No need.
involved, though.
Yeah. I like his idea. No.
I don't think the transporter chief gets to do that, though.
No. They do no shagging. They're on a strict no shagging policy.
Does it actually say it on the desk there? There's a sign.
Yeah. Do not shag. That's what it says. Any guess?
A cock with a red circle, the red line.
Like the Ghostbusters logo.
Yeah.
With just a flaccid cock. With a few pubes sticking out of it. I'm going to do that as well. Bang into that. Is that it for the feedback?
That's it for the feedback.
Excellent. Love it. So, as always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk. And please consider becoming a patron to help support our endeavour. Next week, speaking of patrons, it will be our first Patron's Choice episode. Wow! What? So, if you are a patron, please look out for the post with the options that you can choose from. We've seen them. There's some scary ones in there, but it is all to do with careers, the career month and stuff. So, if you are a patron and you believe in democracy, please vote.
And if you're not a patron, you can join from as little as £1 plus VAT per month.
Absolutely.
And get access to that, or if you do the £5 plus VAT a month, then you'll get the extended editions of this episode.
Yes, you will.
Fans of democracy,
and remember,
feel free to riot and loot.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, Modern Escapism is now a podcast network. We have 3 shows available.
Ooh.
We have Modern Escapism. We have Do Dragons Dream of Scorched Sheep and Deep Dive Lounge. Please check those out. All of them. Even if you don't like them, give them all 5-star reviews.
Yes.
That's all we ask. It's not much.
And give us money on the Patreon because, it's really expensive to keep oodles in tattered socks. We have to keep buying them new ones all the time.
Yeah, and my cigar budget's gone through the window.
I know. 1 cigar a month, it's ridiculous. The lad thinks he's a
Cubans.
The Deep Dive is awesome. The 2 that I've listened to so far are excellent.
Well, thank you. That's not really me, it's the guest. I'm not really talking in them.
You hosted fantastically.
Thank you. But yes, if you are not a patron, this is the end of the line. Unfortunately, you're fired. But for our patrons, you've made it to the next round. We'll see you in the green room. But for everyone else, good night. Bye. That's how I get rid of hangovers.
They'll never know you're drunk.
They'll never know I'm drunk. Oh, my head hurts.